So, what is Ives and Bees? I would say Ives and Bees is a conscientious small business founded by two sisters, myself, Ivy, and my sister, Vanessa. We offer handmade products using natural ingredients and materials that we can feel good about sharing with our families and our friends and in turn our customers. And that philosophy extends to, the containers we use, the labels, the packaging, the packing materials that we use. So we make sure our containers are can be repurposed or can be reused. Our labels are made out of recycled paper. Our packing materials can all be recycled. We use biodegradable packing peanuts. Our wax that we use soy wax, which is biodegradable. For our candles, we use natural wax like beeswax and coconut wax. So that in turn has been our philosophy with everything that we do for with the company. So it even extends to the suppliers that we use. So we make sure that the suppliers we get our materials from kind of have the same vision that we do. They're also eco-friendly, and they're doing the same things that we're doing. We try to have local vendors as much as possible. We work with local artisans. We've collaborated with a lot of locals. How did Ives and Bees get started? Okay, well, we started out with soaps. And that's because Vanessa's daughters got into natural handmade soaps. They were going to farmers markets a lot. And so they got, they discovered handmade soaps and got the whole family using it, and they really enjoyed the benefits of it. Like, they have sensitive skin. One of Vanessa's daughters had eczema at the time, and it worked really well for them. So Vanessa, being like very resourceful, very curious and motivated, she thought, and she would always say this about a lot of different things. She would say, hey, I wonder how they made that. Oh, I bet you we can try to make that. I bet you we can do that ourselves. And she said that a lot, but this time she actually went ahead and did her research, bought a book, like a big book about soap making, watched a lot of YouTube videos, did a lot of research, and got all the materials and the supplies that she needed and the equipment that she needed to try to make soaps herself at home. And lots of trial and error. Her kitchen looked like a science lab for a while. It was kind of funny. But finally, she was able to come up with a soap that she felt comfortable sharing with family and friends. And she shared it with me, and everyone had positive feedback. Everyone liked it, and I myself, from experience, really liked it as well, because I have psoriasis, I have eczema, my kids have sensitive skin as well, and we really felt the difference with these natural handmade soaps that she made. So I said, you should try to share this with the world. I said, this should be, other people should have the opportunity to try this because it worked so well. And so the idea of starting a business came about. And then at the same time, I myself have always been wanting to make candles as well, because I love candles. I love lighting them. It's very therapeutic for me, relaxing. But I always wondered, I wonder what's in these candles. I wonder if this is safe, and so I wanted to make them, but I was always intimidated. I always felt like, oh, that it seems difficult, or, I just didn't think I could really do it myself. But with her making the soaps and coming up with, something that was great, I said, that really encouraged me. I said, if she can make soaps, why can't I make candles? I think I can. So I started thinking that. But I still was a little hesitant. And then my husband really kind of was the ultimate push for me, because he would always say, just do it. But finally he bought me a candle making kit that had everything I needed. So I had no excuse. One day I just said, okay, I got to do it. I got to try it. And one of my daughters actually helped me. So I made my first candle, and I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the process. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this. I mean, I went through the same thing that Vanessa did, which was lots of trial and error. Candle making requires a lot of patience, so a lot of testing. You got to find the right wick, you got to find the right percentage of fragrance and all that stuff. So, but I enjoyed it, because I really, looked into, what's good, to put in the candles. What kind of wax should I use? Found, soy wax is really good. It's biodegradable. So I developed that passion for it, that I said, why don't we do this? We'll do soaps and candles. And so that's how Ives and Bees was born. So, and the great thing is, that was 4 years ago. And since then we've evolved. We've then, we've had other products, like we have, so we've even done different types of collections, and one of them is our Filipino Heritage Collection. So these are soaps, and we started with soaps and candles. So these are soaps and candles with scents that are inspired by our childhood in the Philippines. So we have Sampaguita soap and candle. That's the national flower of the Philippines. We have Nara, which is the national tree of the Philippines. We have Buko, Calamansi, and we come up with different types and different scents. Some of them are limited edition, so yeah, it's really exciting. And with that, we're even expanding that collection to accessories, like jewelries, bags, and those are handmade products as well, that are products of the Philippines, and even products from our own province in the Philippines. So we're very excited for that, because it's like sharing, a little bit about us. So why did we start a Filipino Heritage Collection? Well, to be honest, at first we actually weren't that comfortable sharing about, our background and who we are, I think that could be because, we are, I think, from a generation where we're not as comfortable sharing, unlike the younger generation now. I feel so old. But my sister Vanessa, she's very camera shy, and I think we're just not as comfortable sharing in general. But the other thing is, like, for me, I come from the corporate world, so especially back when I started in the corporate world, we never share about private information about us. It's all business, and just I'm just not comfortable sharing about me and something private, usually, or personal. So that was uncomfortable at first, but we started realizing, being a small business, handmade products, it's really important, I think, for people to know who we are, to know who's behind, the products that we're trying to highlight and share with everybody, because they want to know whose hands are making these products. They're putting up their trust in us. So I think it's only fair that we share information about us. And I really think actually it's nice. We don't have, we're not a big brand, obviously, so we don't have the capacity to, just have our brand name out there. So we don't have that luxury that people will know who we are right away. So I think sharing about where we come from, who we are, is really important. For a small business, especially, and a handmade business like ours. So that's when we decided, what better way to kind of share and showcase, who we are by creating a collection about where we were from originally. We're immigrants. We moved here in our teens. So we still have, a lot of experiences that we've had in the Philippines. We just wanted to share that with everybody, and we hope that, that can, broaden everybody's horizon. We like to learn about other cultures and other people's backgrounds. We enjoy that a lot, so we figured maybe others will feel the same about us. So we started with soaps and candles, and it's so exciting now because we're expanding to jewelry and accessories and bags and all that are from the Philippines and are even directly from our province. So it's really exciting because that was 4 years ago, and looking back, it's so awesome because we've expanded, we've grown. We learned a lot of lessons, but it's nice because now we've expanded. We now offer other products like lotion bars and, scrubs, and we even have shaving soap. And we've created so many different collections. We have a collection called our Filipino Heritage Collection, we started with soaps and candles with scents inspired by our childhood in the Philippines. We grew up there. We were in our teens when we moved here, so we have a lot of memories still of us growing up there. So we wanted to share that with everyone. And we're even expanding now that collection to accessories like all handmade, jewelry, handbags, different things. So it's really, really exciting to see how we're growing and expanding throughout, those 4 years when we first started with soaps and candles. So where do we see ourselves in 5 years? I don't know. It's really, like I said, it's exciting to kind of imagine where we'll be in 5 years because the opportunities are endless. We have so many ideas that we're coming up with. So we are expanding our collection more. We're working and collaborating with other artisans. Who knows, maybe we'll even have our own little shop one day. But no matter what it is, no matter what we decide to do, I know that we'll always have that vision that we started with, which is offering natural, handmade products that we can feel good about sharing with everybody. So yeah, we're really excited. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our journey, and we're looking forward to sharing even more of that. So thank you. Bye.